EP thinks she's above the law. My encounters of EPs as a copper issue 1. So I posted in the subreddit a week ago about my encounter with an EP/EK while I was off duty, and it got me thinking about the couple of times, 3 to be exact, that I encountered entitled parents, people, when I was clearly on duty and trying to do my job. This particular story did happen a few months ago, but boy, was it memorable for you to understand the levels of crazy and ignorance that this woman had. At the time of this happening, I still am, a DC for the police, so I don't wear the uniform, just a pretty basic black suit. So, to the untrained eye, I could just look like any regular city office worker in the rat race of life. This story takes place near a tube station, and the cast for today is EP, entitled parent, SK, stupid kid, yet harmless, me, le moi, AO, assisting officer. I won't be going into too much details of what happened before EP got involved, but the bare bones of it is that a kid got stabbed quite badly for something that was trivial, which makes it 10 times more upsetting. As a result of this, the area has to be cordoned off in order to help with the investigation process. This, for a lot of people, came at quite the inconvenience, as it included one of the tube station's subway systems for you Americans. However, this inconvenience was accepted by almost all, as a kid's life was involved. Plus, it just meant that it would add an extra 15 to 20 minute walk to your commute. Now, I say almost all. Who was it do you think had the problem? Ding ding ding, you got it. I had just arrived on scene and I was receiving a handover from the AO when I felt the police tape from behind me getting lifted. At first I thought it was another officer or an inspector, but I turned to see it was a small child. No older than 8, I'm sure of it. Me? Whoa there little man, you can't come this way. Who are you with? The kid was very small and looked somewhat intimidated by my large 6'2" frame. He looked up to me, didn't say a word, and pointed in the direction of a heavy set, yet very small woman who at the time of the pointing was on her phone. She was walking towards the boy, and in my naive mind, I thought she would be as accepting as other folk, collect her son and carry on with her life. Oh boy, was I wrong. She hung up her phone about 10 feet away from me. As she did this, AO was about to initiate conversation. However, I stopped him because I wanted that interaction with the public I rarely get anymore unless I'm on family liaison. Armed with a smile, I walk over towards her. Me? Hi miss. Unfortunately, this area is under investigation. Therefore, this area is off limits until the investigation is through. Sorry for any inconvenience. EP?
Right. Well, I just want to get to the tube station, so which way can I go?
Me? Well, the tube station is also cordoned off. EP?
So you were telling me I can't get on
Tube line?
to get home? What do you suggest I do to get home?
Me? Just walk around the area off limits and walk to the next connection. Now, after I said this, she gave me a look that could only be replicated if I dropped trowel and took a massive shh in front of her. I kid you not, she looked so offended that I had suggested this and said the thing I loathe most. EP?
This is completely unacceptable. I suggest you let me pass. I just want to go to the tube station and go home. I pay your wages and you serve the public, i.e. me. So let me and my child pass, or I will report you to your superior and have you sacked. The person who got stabbed probably deserved it anyway. Why are you even bothering? Just another degenerate off the street.
It took me a couple of minutes to comprehend what she had said. To begin with, I effing hate it when people tell me that they
pay my wages,
completely omitting the fact her taxes get so diluted into the system that it probably paid for a politician's lunch. Secondly, her callous attitude towards human life, let alone a child, offended me so much it hurts that I share a country with her. Me? Right. I'm bored of being courteous with you. For your information, it was a 14-year-old boy that got attacked, and I bet if this was your child, you want me to do everything in my power to get justice. With that said, find another way home, or you will force me to do something that I won't care to waste paperwork on. Take your child away from the area and find another way home. She was visibly angry with me, changing my attitude towards her. You could see her face get redder and redder. EP?
Right, that's it. SK, come here.
She grabs SK by the hand and pushes her way past me and snaps the tape. AO was off explaining the situation to other members of the public with no issues, and when he saw my situation starting to get progressively worse and started to walk over to assist. She gets about 5 feet into the restricted area before I gave AO a little nod. This nod acted like a thunderstone to a Pikachu. What? Assisting officer is evolving? Congratulations! Assisting officer evolved into arresting officer. He grabbed EP and arrested her on the spot for obstruction of a police officer's course of justice. Now, the bad thing about this is that we had to do this in front of her child, but she left me no choice. It took a little while, but the father picked up the kid and apologized profusely for her behavior. Apparently, they had separated and he's currently having a hard time going through the proceedings for divorce. As much as I wanted to learn more about this crazy woman, I had a job to do. AO took her to the station where she went through the motions of being arrested. She didn't get punished too much, she just received a caution for her behavior. I don't think that will alter her attitude towards life though, and I fully expect her to have a run-in with the police again. Did I not mention this wasn't her first time she's been troublesome for us? As long as I'm not involved, I don't care. Thank you for reading once again. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I have a couple more in the bank. Depending how well received this is, I'll post again. Much love, stay safe. EM thinks I, the delivery driver, should tip her. On mobile, so if things go wonky, my attorney is accepting calls. After never dealing with an EP in my life, I've now had 2 in the span of a few months. Normally a foul mouth, but I'll keep things clear for r/ and others. Shout out to r/. So I'm a delivery driver for major food delivery company in major college town in Texas where everyone loves maroon. Normally it's not bad, pays pretty well and customers are generally fine. Though you always have idiots in every service job. This however surpassed anything I'd ever experienced before. I get an order alert on my phone. Relatively simple but expensive order. We drivers love expensive orders from a restaurant nearby. In the portion for delivery instructions, the customer explains that I need to call her once I arrive, as ringing the doorbell, as I normally do, would disturb her autistic son. Okay, no problem at all. I received therapy for sensory issues when I was a kid, so I'm going to be even more sympathetic to that than the average person. I receive the order and drive over to the house, nice part of town, and give the customer a call. Younger woman answers, tells me to come up to the door. I do so and enter the EM, who strangely was fairly attractive and did not have the typical Karen haircut. Oh wait brother, time will show. EM, enraged marmalade. Me, the muffin man. NSL, nice support lady. Me, here's your order ma'am. Is there anything else I can help you with today? EM,
Yes, my son is autistic, and people like you don't understand how difficult it is to raise him. I shouldn't have to pay this much for food. Can you give me a discount?
me, baffled. I'm sorry ma'am, but the app calculates your order total, not me. It's already been paid for. The EM did not like that answer. Her face changed from a smug smirk into a snarl. I suppose I didn't realize how ridiculous the idea that people pay for their own food is. EM,
Well, why don't you pay for it then? I'm not sure if you heard, but my son is autistic, and it's your fault that he's still hungry.
me, I'm sorry ma'am, but that goes against our policy. If I paid for your order, I'd probably be fired. EM,
Good, you are a useless driver anyway. You're disgusting. My son is starving to death. Since I've had to go through so much trouble with you, you should tip me.
my app has a setting that while you're in the process of taking an order to a customer, they'll assign you another one at the same time if there's activity. Thankfully, this saved me here. Me, can't do that ma'am. Here's your order. I dropped the food gently on the ground between us and jogged back to my car. She was shouting something unintelligible, so much for not disturbing her autistic son, but I couldn't make out what she was saying. Unsurprisingly, she gave me a 1-star review. You tip online, so I got a small tip. I contacted support about it the next day. Me? Yeah, I had a crazy lady yesterday. Started demanding that I pay for her order and even that I tip her. Really rude. Not sure what the deal was. Oh, I knew what the deal was. That's why I'm here. NSL? Which order was it? Me, it was order number, address, NSL. Yikes, you're the 3rd person to complain about her. 1 or 2 we take with a grain of salt, but 3, you're probably out. I'll try to get her deactivated. If so, her review will be off your record. Me, thanks, appreciate it. I feel like the entire world is better off now that she won't get deliveries from us anymore. But was the cost worth it? That remains to be seen.